You know, as far as I'm concerned, this idea of being green applies to doing things correctly the first way. Let me give you an example. I planted this heritage orchard with all apple trees. We've got about 16 varieties, and it was important to me that these young trees have the best chance of survival. So when we planted them, we made sure that we used mycorrhizae, which is a fungus, to get the roots stimulated. We used humus, we used organic fertilizer, and to water them, what I like to do is use these irrigation bags, and we can just fill them up with water like this. You can put micronutrients in there, and it just trickles out bit by bit and waters the trees. Now what's great about this is our water is actually coming from our rainwater harvesting system, which is a very green idea. But this is happening all over the country in various ways. Stormwater expert Katie T tells us about the rain garden at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville and the importance of using native plants.
So often we're blessed with rains, but we hate to see that wasted when it runs off our roof or off our landscape. Oftentimes it goes down the street and we lose it to our neighbors or down to the creek. A rain garden is a great idea that can capture that water, use it as a resource, and you end up with a beautiful landscape. This is an example of a native plant. It's a purple coneflower, it's an echinacea, and the beauty of it, it has very deep roots, so it can withstand very dry conditions. It goes down deep and can tap into those water supplies, but at the same time it can also handle really wet feet for weeks at a time. We're going to go ahead and put this in our rain garden, and you'll notice that this is a landscape bed. It is a depression. There's a little bit of a lip. There's a berm to it around the edge. Usually the garden itself is maybe about 6 inches deep, about 3 inches down from the ground surface and 3 inches up from on top of the berm. And again, that allows that water to collect and be stored and drain within about 48 hours. That's kind of a key. These are not water gardens. You want that water to soak in, because within about 48 hours you can get a breeding ground for mosquitoes. Rain gardens, typically, it's a great idea to amend them with some compost and maybe some sand. Again, anything that's going to encourage water holding capacity and water infiltration. And while it is critical to water and irrigate that first year or two until the plant roots get established, beyond that, the goal is to have these plants thrive just on the rainwater that they receive naturally. There's a lot of different examples of natives, and you really need to check with your local extension service to figure out what might grow best in your area. Here again, we had the coneflowers. Black-eyed Susans obviously do very well, or Rudbeckia. We have the Liatris. The penstemons just finished blooming. We also have some lobelia here. And again, probably the main things to remember about the rain gardens, one of the biggest things is just so low maintenance. You're utilizing free water resources. There's no added irrigation. These are natives, so they're very tolerant. They're pest resistant, and they won't require added fertilization. So it's a great thing to try in your home.